Hey everyone, Pastor Carter here. This is Jordon Golmon with me. He's part of Grace Chinese Baptist. Jordan is a clinical social worker, and he had an excellent session at our church this past Sunday where he was talking to parents about healthy parenting. And so I want us to capture some of the essence of that seminar that you did, Jordan, because this is part of a monthly thing that you want to start doing. So we want to help parents along and help them develop healthy relationships with their kids. So one of the questions, Jordan, that you had asked, which is very important, is how does culture impact parenting?
Culture impacts the way we see the world in general. And at Grace Chinese Baptist, we have the blessing of two different cultures. People could say that these clash, but these can complement each other and bring out the best in both if we look at both of these through the gospel lens. Okay. Chinese has the blessing of family-oriented relationships where family unity is very critical and respect is very important, and doing your best is very important. These are very biblical concepts. On the other hand, we have American core values of individual expression. I get to do what I want, and I get to live the dreams I have. This can be wonderful if God is calling a child to go a certain route, the culture accepts it. That's just part of their freedom of expression. And the difficult part of this is that children in mixed race households experience both, and there can be confusion about these if they see themselves more as American than Chinese, which naturally happens for many children when they enter elementary school and see American culture every single day. And so parenting is affected by this in the way that children view their parents and parents view their children.
Okay. I love it that you contextualize it to the ethnic church, because that's true. There's these cultural barriers, and many times it prevents parents from really understanding what their kids are going through, because the kids aren't really American and they're not 100% Asian either. They're in this cross, cultural life. And so I love that you addressed that part. The second question that I think Jordan did an excellent job is to talk about how to move the parental relationship with the children from fear to love. And so that's ultimately where we want to go, right? We want to instill fear in our kids, but we want to show them the love of Christ. So what are some things parents can do, or even the children do, to move from fear to love?
Well, generally in our church, we just see so much love and care for these children. We see it day in and day out, every Sunday, throughout the week, and how put food on the table, make sure they have the best education, and the list goes on and on. And sometimes because of these cultural barriers, children don't understand that the love that their parents have for them because they're viewing the parents through the incorrect lens. And so one big way that parents can do that is opening up about their own experiences and explaining their actions a little bit more in ways that the children can understand that they may not pick up automatically. And so when we're talking about fear and love, a big issue with fear is children cannot learn under fear. If a wild bear was chasing me and Carter's trying to teach me an important biblical truth, I would not remember it. I would just remember the panic and wondering for my life. And so especially during discipline, which we will cover, if fear is involved, children will not completely understand the lesson, and the relationship with the parents will be damaged in one way or another. So helping the children understand the parents' perspective is our key for moving from fear to love. All the love is completely there from the parents. We just need to help the children understand and appreciate it.
Yeah, so these are the two things that Jordan talked about. How does culture impact parenting? And the second one is moving from fear to love. So there's one more coming up next month. What can we expect from that seminar?
That will be on March 15th, and we will discuss discipline. This is a very difficult subject, and it'll be an open forum where parents can express what works for them, what doesn't work so well, and where we would like to improve and learn from each other. And what does the Bible say about discipline in general?
Yeah, and it ties well with the fear to love, right? A lot of parents, when they discipline, is very fear-based, very guilt-based. Very rarely is it love-based. And so as a parent, I would love to sit into that session and hear, what are some practical things that you can teach us about doing that.
Yes.
So Make sure you guys come next month. You do not want to miss this. Jordan's really easy to talk to. His sessions are very, very practical. And so, any last words, Jordan, for the parents or for the kids?
I look forward to seeing you March 15th, and feel free to ask any questions.
All right.